YouTube, it's your boy Casey Camren, and I'm back with another video. Alright, for today's video, I am going to be sharing, what am I going to do? I don't know. I'm going to be sharing a story time, alright? I'm going to be telling you guys a story time of
my first audition that I ever had.
Alright, this doesn't mean that it's a negative, okay. It was in the middle, alright? Well, we're gonna get into that in the video, so let's get straight into the video. Alright, so the first time I ever got an audition, my first audition that I ever had, it was that it was not weird, but a lot was happening that day, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, so how my first audition went, before I ever got to the audition, I was rehearsing my script in the car. So we was driving to the
place where
you audition at, alright? So we're gonna start off there. We was driving on to the place. I was auditioning in the car. And from my house to the place, it took about maybe an hour. Yeah, I'll say an hour because the place is all the way in Manhattan. Right now, I live in New York, so the place is all the way in Manhattan. So not an hour, it took me like maybe less than that, I don't know, but somewhere around that. So it took me
an hour, I guess.
And so I was rehearsing in the car, and I remember my mother, she kept saying, shout out to her, she kept saying,
make sure you rehearse it right, make sure you have everything memorized.
She was basically telling me make sure I have everything memorized, so when I get inside the audition area, inside the room, the audition room, I wouldn't fumble over lines, I wouldn't like lose track of the lines, and I would actually have the character built and everything such like that. So that's what I thought I did, but I did it. So I had to perform in her. She made me perform in her. She made me perform in front of her, alright? So that's what I did. I kept performing in front of her. Thought I had everything memorized. I didn't. I got to the long line, alright? I'll probably upload a clip right here to show you how long the line was. The line was long, alright? And it was
about over 1,000 people there to audition for the same part.
Alright, so we was there, we was auditioning. It was cold, it was about in the winter. I forgot how long ago this was. It was in the winter, and so it was freezing outside. There was a line wrapped around the corner. There was a line wrapped around the corner, alright? So I had all that time to prepare myself. So if you're an actor, make sure you prepare yourself for auditions, for everything that you're going after, alright? So
I had time to prepare that monologue that I had.
It was a monologue. The monologue, now I'm looking back at it, I wouldn't suggest anybody using that monologue because it was basically talking about a whole bunch of nonsense, I'm not gonna lie. It was about a turkey, Thanksgiving. Like Thanksgiving, why would I need to use a monologue for Thanksgiving? Like, it was too much, alright? But I still used that monologue on another audition and I got it, alright? I got the role for it. Yeah, but I won't get that. Maybe in the next story time. What was I just talking about? Can somebody remind me?
I'm waiting for you to remember.
Okay, so yeah, we was there, we was auditioning, and the line was wrapped around. So the monologue that I had, it was about a turkey and stuff like that, blah, 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 blah. And then
I had all that time to prepare.
I had all that time to memorize lines, to do whatever, alright? I had all that time because about an hour drive from there, from my house to the place. And then I had another 20 to 30 minutes, maybe even longer than that, waiting on a line to audition. And it took me that time, right? So I couldn't memorize everything. I could have had everything down packed. I could have had the motion, the movement down packed, alright? So this is what I did. I told my mother, I had everything memorized. I got this. I'm gonna do this. This is easy, right? I get there. No, let's go back. get inside the building. We have to wait. They set us down.
There was like a area where they talk to you. It was like an auditorium-ish, kind of, sort of, if you're following me.
It was like an auditorium area where you have all the actors sitting down, and there's a person in front of you talking and saying, "Hey, I am the director. Hey, I am the writer. Hey, I am this, that, blah, blah, blah." Right? So that person was talking to us, and they were saying, the monologue has to be a minute long. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you enjoy. Blah, 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 blah. All right. So after that, they just spent about 20 minutes talking to us about everything that was happening.
Everything that we're going to see when we get into the room.
Or before we get into the room, all right? So, yeah. Well, no. They called me.
They said, hey.
Boom. Then we went into another area. It was where only actors could go, all right? So my mother had to leave me, and it was an area where only actors could go. It was like a waiting room.
It was like a waiting room, all right?
So we was in a waiting room, and I had another friend that was auditioning for the same role. Well, not the same role, but like for the same thing, all right? And well, in the same project, all right? That's what I was saying. And so we was auditioning for the same project type. And so when we auditioned, well, no. So I was practicing my script at a table, and then we was working together, and I still don't know how we're gonna get into that before. I don't want to spoil it for you, okay?
I still don't know how okay.
So yeah, one of my friends that was working on the same project, she helped me with my script, and I read it out to her. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was bad, it was terrible. And I helped her with her script, alright? So we worked together. Let me tell you this, as an actor, if you still have to read off the script, meaning like if you still need the script in your hands by the time you get into that waiting room, I don't know what you did. I don't know what homework you did. We're being honest here. I don't know what homework you did. If you
still need that script in your hand,
by the time you get into that room, before the audition, right? Always remember this, before you get into the audition room, before, the day before, all right? Have everything memorized, have everything down pat, have the characters' emotions, who, what, when, where, why, have everything memorized. So by the time you get to that day,
by the time you get to that place where the audition is,
you're already set. All you gotta do is, okay, boom, now I have to memorize the character's thoughts, emotions, and how can I build off of that, all right? Because you don't want to have a scene or monologue that's just the same way. Let's just say my one line is, "Hi, how are you?" All right? Let's just say that's the one line, all right? So let's just say I say, "Hi, how are you?" Or "Hi, how are you?" And they say, "Okay, can you readjust that and say it maybe more like you're annoyed with the person," and you end up saying, "Hi, how are you?" You understand? Always have room to grow. Just in case they ask you to readjust, you could be like, "Hi, how are you?" Or something like that. I feel like I kind of did it bad, but yeah, something like that. But you're supposed to always have room. Don't over memorize a script, okay? You're supposed to always have room. I'm getting sidetracked right now. This is not a audition, how to book a role type of video. If you guys want to see another video like that, make sure you like the video and all that stuff. Subscribe, follow my Instagram and everything such like that. So yeah, or you guys could go to my acting academy. I have an acting academy. You guys could go sign up. So yeah, I was practicing with my friend, and I got into the room. No. We had to sit in front of the door, actually, waiting for the last person, for the last actor that was in there. We had to wait for them to come out so we could go in, all right? So I was sitting there waiting, looking at my script, waiting. My heart was beating like this, I'm not gonna lie. I was shaking, and
I was just like, this is a big opportunity. This is for a big project. This is big. Like, if I get this, then my career could go crazy.
If I get this, then all of that. Don't think like that. I promise you. Do not think like that. Don't think like that, okay? I promise you. Please do not think like that, because if you think,
oh, I need to do this, do that, because if I book this role, I'm gonna become rich and famous. Or if I book this role, my career's going high. I'm gonna get followers.
or stuff like that. Don't think like that. Always think, I'm here to impress the room. I'm here to book the room, not book the role, alright? Always think I'm here to book the room, not book the role. Yeah, so the way you want to think is, let's just say you don't get the role, alright? They don't call you back, they don't do none of that. If you book the room, they will eventually ask you, hey, you might not be right for this specific project, but I want you for this other project that I've been working on and such like that. I want you to audition for this role. Alright, they're gonna keep calling you in, keep calling you in, keep calling you in. If you're not right for that one, they could call you in for another one. You understand? Don't try to book the role, make sure you try to book the room, alright? That's the main goal, alright? So yeah, I was panicking, sitting there, panicking, I'm not gonna lie.
Scared.
My heart was pounding, alright? So the person came out, I saw the door open. They said, KC, and that's when my heart dropped. There was two people. Yeah, there was two people. I think there was a writer and director, I'm not sure. Yeah, so there was two people that was there. And my heart was pounding and my heart just dropped when I got into that room. Once they said my name, my heart dropped and I was sitting there. They said, can you just slate a slate? And they told me to slate, but what a slate is, saying your name, your age, or whatever they ask you to do. Some people change it up, but a slate is basically introducing yourself, alright? So they said slate, I said my slate. So yeah, they asked me to slate, so I slated for them. I said, hi, my name is blah blah blah, I'm from blah blah blah, I am blah 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 age and whatever, right? So one thing about slating, always have energy in your slating. I promise you, that will get you far. Always have energy in your slating, because they want to look for somebody that they can work with, that they can build with, alright? They want to look for somebody that helps them and they don't have to drag you along. It doesn't feel like, if I call on him, I have to drag him, I have to pull him, and it's hard to work with him. They want somebody that they can work with, alright? So always have energy in your slate, alright? So yeah, I slated and my slate was boring. I was just like, hi, my name is KC Camren, I'm from blah 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 blah. Let me remind you guys, this is old. This is from a long time ago,
I would say about 3 to 4 years ago, maybe even longer, maybe even shorter, I don't know.
But it was a long time ago, alright? So yeah, this is when I first started getting into the business, the industry. So yeah.
My first audition, reminded you guys, alright?
So it was bad. It was boring. My sleep was boring, I'm gonna be honest with you. And then I auditioned for them, alright? So I said my first 2 lines. Wait, no, go back. So I auditioned for them, alright? I said my first 2 lines, and at that point, my heart dropped to my stomach. I looked at them, they looked at me. Every line that was in my mind that I told my mother, or I had all that memorized, I told my mom, or I had this memorized, I had that memorized, all those lines left, and I was just stuck there.
I was like,
just looking around. And then they was like, okay, that's cool. Do you have another monologue that you have? Because they asked me to prepare 2 monologues, right? So I did have another monologue prepared, and
it was decent, I'm not gonna lie.
I improv'd most of it, maybe all of it. Yeah, I had another monologue memorized, and that helped me, and I just left. It was bad, I'm not gonna lie. It was terrible because I had to improvise. Improvising is okay, but not improvising the whole scene or the whole monologue, because it's like you're just making up anything, alright?
So don't just make up anything, always have it memorized.
And the character development wasn't even that good, so that's what kind of threw me off. That's what kind of made me mad towards the end, alright? We're getting towards the end right now. So yeah, I left, and my mom, she saw me, and I was mad, not mad, but like sad, because it was like a big opportunity, and I messed up. And so yeah, I was just sitting there, and then I was like, I forgot everything on my lines. It just left my mind, And don't over memorize, as I said, don't over memorize, and make sure you have everything memorized, but don't over memorize, alright? Say if you memorize, take a break from the script, do something else, take your mind off of that, come back to the script, memorize, then do something else. So yeah, ever since then, I've been good, and I learned from my mistake.
And I have become a better actor ever since then, alright?
So yeah, that's my story time, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure you follow my Instagram, follow my TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you're an actor and you want to learn how to get into the business, and you want to learn how to book roles on TV, film, theater, anything such like that, I have the acting website. Acting website, alright? So make sure you guys go sign up, and I will basically help you. Make sure you improve on your acting, your confidence, everything, camera confidence, and such like that. So yeah, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and it's your boy Casey Camren, and I'm out.